Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this flare gown with a puff sleeve and also with a body at the center and side pocket. This is the inspiration and this is the one I recreated. Okay, this is so beautiful, and if you're interested in seeing how I made this, keep up watching. So without further ado, let us dive into this video. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using. This is crepe and this is 3 yards of crepe. You can make use of any color of your choice. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out some parts from the fabric, okay, folded into 2. So how to get a total measurement you're going to be cutting out from your fabric is, for me, I went ahead to divide my bust by 4 and I added extra 4 inches allowance. So remember, this is a flare gown, so I'm going to be cutting the upper part first before the flare added down. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and mark a straight line on this fabric, okay, which is going to be serving as my starting point. So from that line I marked, I'm going to place my tape on it like this. I'm going to minus 5 inches from the top. Remember, this is an off shoulder dress, so I'm going to place my tape on the line that I marked 5 inches. From that 5 inches, that line, I will mark 8 inches, which is going to be serving as my armhole line. Then from there I will come down to 60 inches, which is going to be serving as my half length. So I will also add 1 inch joining allowance. Okay, so once I was done, I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across. And how to get your armhole, like I said, the 8 points I marked at the beginning, is to go ahead and divide your bust by 6 and add 1.5 inch, okay, to it. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7. I'll go ahead and mark 7. Okay, so from this point I just marked, I'm going to mark 1 inch inward like this. Go ahead and place your tape and mark 1 inch like this. Okay, so once I was done, I will come to my armhole area. I will divide my bust by 4. Okay, so my bust divided by 4 is 9. I'll go ahead and mark 9 like this. Then once I was done, I'll go ahead and connect a slant line from that shoulder line to the armhole area. Okay, so remember, this off shoulder is going to have a puff sleeve, so this is going to be serving as an armhole. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and add my sewing allowance. You can add 2 inches or 1 inch. Then I will move down to the waistline. I will go ahead and mark my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I'll go ahead and add 2 inches sewing allowance. So what I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and connect it. Okay, I'll connect the armhole to the waistline like this. I'll go ahead and extend the armhole. So once I'm done, I will go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so this upper part, I'm not going to be cutting it. It's going to be serving as a journey allowance for the upper part. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and cut it out. It's very easy. So I'll just trim out some excesses at the up like this. Just watch out what I'm doing. So once I was done with that, I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into 2 like this again. So I'm going to be cutting out the back. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and mark 1 inch inward like this and mark a straight line across. So this part that I just marked is going to be serving as my zipper allowance. Then I'll go ahead and place the front part on it like this. Then after placing it, I'll go ahead and pin it down. Please take note, I'm pinning this on the line that I mark, okay, at the back. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead, I'll come to my zipper space, this space here. I'll mark a straight line. Just want you guys to see it. So from this line, I will mark 0.5 inches, which is half inch inward like this. You can also go in by 0.7 inches. Okay, I will mark it like this. I will connect a slant line from the shoulder, this shoulder line here. I will connect a slant line using my French curve. So this is to remove poking from our dress. Okay, then I will come to my waistline, the side like this part here. I will go up by half inch. Okay, I'll go up by half inch like this. I will just connect a slant line from that half inch to the zipper allowance, which is the back. So once I was done, go ahead and cut it out like this. Then I will cut through the line that I marked at the waistline. Then I will cut out this part. So once I was done, I will remove the front like this. Then I will come to the back. I will come up by half inch as well like this. That will connect a slant line. So just go ahead and place your ruler like this and mark a slant line. So this is to remove poking and excesses from your waist and from the zipper area. Then I will remove the front part from the upper side. I'm going to be drawing the neckline that I want. So I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch, okay, from the zipper allowance here. I'll come down by 1 inch. I'll go ahead and place my French curve like this and draw a curve like a U like this. Okay, so this is the type of back I want for myself. You can leave yours straight, you can make yours V, just depend on you. So I'll cut it out. So once I was done with that, I'll go ahead and cut out lining to turn the neck. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out lining for both the back and also the front. So I'm currently cutting the lining for the back piece. So once I was done, I'll go ahead and cut out the one for the front. As you can see, just watch out how I am doing this. Then I'll go ahead and fold my fabric up like this. That will cut the lining. So the lining is going to be shorter than the front part. So once I was done, I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into two like this. The edges are going to be meeting each other like this. Then I'm going to be cutting a semi flay. Okay, this is not going to be a full flay. So after folding your fabric into two, what you do is go ahead and add 4 inches to your waist measurement. So take the measurement of your waist. For me, my waist measurement is 32 inches. 32 plus 4 inches is going to give me 36. This 4 inches is going to be for sewing allowance, zip allowance. Just go ahead and add 4 inches. So once I was done adding 4 inches, I will divide it to 2, which gave me 18. So I'll go ahead and place my tape on my fabric like this. I'll go ahead and measure it until I have 80 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the point where I have 18 inches like this using my chalk. So then I will place my tape on the top like this and measure it to where I have that 18 inches. Whatever I have from the top to that point is what I'm going to mark. I'll just go ahead and take my tape and mark it round. Okay, so I'll also measure the other side like that. I'll go ahead and mark it round, just like you can see me doing, and take the measurement to see if it's up to 80 inches. Okay, so the measurement I have over here is more than 80 inches. So I'll go ahead and minus 1 inches. I will just go ahead and minus 1, okay, like this. So after taking your measurements, if you feel like it's over, go ahead and minus 1 inch. So what I need is 80 inches. The first line is more than 80 inches. So after marking the 1 inch upward, I'll go ahead and measure it. So what I have here now is 80 inches. Okay, so from this new line, I will go ahead and measure the full length of my gown. So from my waist to the full length that I'm working with is 30 inches. Go ahead and mark it around at the down. So sorry that my camera was not showing, but at the edge here, you're going to see it. So the light is also too much. Just go ahead and mark it. So mine, from my waist to where I want the gown to get to is 30 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 30 inches. After that, I'll go ahead and connect the points together. After connecting it, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So it's very easy. Then after cutting it out, I'll go ahead and fold it into two like this. Can you see how I am folding it? So I'm not going to fold it to the end. They're not going to be equal. I'm going to leave some space at the back for the zipper allowance, as you can see me doing. I'm going to be dividing it into 3 because there's pockets on this dress. After folding it, I will come to the center like this. I will divide it. So the first flare is going to be, this one is going to be for the front, while this one is going to be for the back. So after that, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and cut out the sleeve of this dress. Okay, this after folding it into 2, I went ahead to fold it again because I'm going to be cutting 2 sleeves. So the wideness of this sleeve is 80 inches while the length is 14 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across. That 40 inches includes the sewing allowance. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So after cutting it out, I'll go ahead and place the back dress on it like this because I want to cut out the armhole. So I want the armhole to be equal. So at the top here, I will go ahead and measure 1 inch. Okay, this 1 inch is going to be serving as a sewing allowance. You know, I'm going to be adding elastic to it. So I will also go ahead and shift it a little like this because I want extra space to be at the end, which is going to be serving as a sewing allowance. After that, I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So this is going to be the sleeve. I'll keep it aside. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and turn the shoulder of the front. So I'll go ahead and place the lining on it like this. Then I will pin it down. I will take to the sewing machine and sew it with 1/2 inch like this. Okay, so I will do the same thing for the back as well. So this is me sewing it. It's very easy. After sewing it, I'll go ahead and remove the pin. Then I will top stitch on it. So just watch out how to top stitch. So I'm going to be top stitching on the lining, as you can see me doing. After sewing it, I'll go ahead and fold it back again the way it was before like this. So I'll go ahead and sew the armhole area. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and sew the dart. So while I was explaining how to take your dart, it stopped recording. So what I did is that I went ahead to fold my fabric into 2. Then I took my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches after folding your fabric into 2. So I'm going to be explaining that now through the back. Okay, so I'll go ahead and measure 5 inches like this. Okay, so that 5 inches, 1 inch is for the zipper allowance, while the 4 inches is for my nipple to nipple measurement. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and measure 6 inches upward. So from that 6 inches upward, I'll go ahead and mark measure 1/2 inch like this on both sides. So just go ahead and sew the dart. This is the back. I will do the same thing for the other side, and that is exactly what I did for the front. So once I was done, I will go ahead and fold the front into 2. I will pin it because I want it to be equal. This is the front part. I'll go ahead and notch the center like this. This is the skirt part. Okay, take note. So after notching the center, I will place the upper part of the front to this skirt of the front like this. So for the upper part, I've already gone ahead to iron it before to know the line. Okay, after that, from that center, I'll go ahead and pin it to the left and also to the right. After pinning it, I'll go ahead and sew it with 1/2 inch. It's very easy. Okay, just pin the 2 together and then sew it. After sewing it, this is it. So you're going to see that the upper part and the skirt part is equal. No one is longer than each other. So this is the back part. Go ahead and place the back on it like this. You can see that is equal. So just follow up with the method that I used. Okay, so I'll go ahead and sew it like this. I will also sew the other side of the back. So after sewing the other side of the back, what I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and place the 2 backs together like this. I'll go ahead and place it together. Right side, that is the front, or side are both going to be facing each other. After that, I'll go ahead and pin it down using my office pin. So from the shoulder, I will go ahead and mark the zipper allowance, the space for the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead and mark 70 inches like this. So from that 70 inches, I will go ahead and sew it. I will come in by 1 inch, then sew it down. Sew it from the starting to the end. Okay, so after sewing it, I will go ahead and remove the pin. Then I will attach the zip on it like this. I will pin the zip to the dress. Okay, then I'll go ahead and sew it just like as you can see me doing. So this part is very easy. So after sewing the first side, I went ahead to flip it over and sew the other side. So after that, I will go ahead and top stitch on the zip area like this a little. Okay, just top stitch a little. Just watch at how I am doing this. This is how it look like. You're going to see that the lines at the waist are equal. The zip is well placed. Okay, so this came out nicely. So what I'm going to be doing next is to go ahead and place the front on the back like this. Okay, I'll go ahead and pin it down. So it's time for me to sew it. So from the armhole area, I will go in by 1.5 inch, which is the total measurement I added for my sewing allowance. So I'll measure it to the waist. From this waist area, I'm going to measure down 6 inches. Okay, I'll go ahead and measure 6 inches, which is going to be serving for the pocket. So from that 6 inches, I'll mark a straight line So I will sew it, I'll take to the same machine and sew it straight. Then I'll come to the armhole, I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'm going to start my sewing from this point here and end it at this waist area. I will not sew this space. I'll continue from this other lines, then sew it down from. So I will do the same thing for the other side. I've gone ahead to sew it, as you can see. So this is where place, as you can see, I've gone ahead to sew it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to attach the pocket. So the wideness of the pocket I'm using is 7 inches. Okay, as you can see, this is 7 inches. Then the length is about I'm going to be making use of 30 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark 30 inches like this. I will place it on the other side or the other one before cutting it out. I want it to be equal. Or I'll come down by ½ inch, which is going to be serving as the joining allowance or sewing allowance. Then from there I will come down and mark 6 inches, just like as I did here. So we'll go ahead and connect a curve line from the 30 inches we marked down to 6 inches point we mark here. Then we'll come to the upper side and cut out the excesses, and also at the side cut out the excesses. So once I was done, I will just go ahead and attach the pockets to the gown. So just watch out what I'm doing. So from this point like this, okay, that we mark, I'll go ahead and place this like this on the lines, then pin it down, take to the same machine and sew it. After sewing this part, I will flip it over like this. I'll also pin this other side. So before pinning it, I'll mark ½ inch downward for the sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and pin that point. That's a choke point. This place that I just choke, I'll go ahead and pin it down to the waistline. Please make sure the ½ inch that you mark is accurate with the waistline, is equal. So go ahead and pin it down like this. Then after that, take to the sewing machine and sew. So I'm going to sew it like this. So after sewing there, I will come down and sew this part like this to this point, then sew this upper part. Okay, this is me sewing the pockets. Please pay attention and see what I'm doing. So after I was done sewing the first part, I flip it over and I'm sewing the second part. Okay, so if there's any other method just go ahead and use it, okay, compared to this. So after that, I'll go ahead and sew the upper part. Okay, this part that I marked, the ½ inch I mark, I'll go ahead and sew it like this. I will trim out the excesses. Then I will come to this down area and sew it as well. So if you are still watching me, you've not subscribed, you've not liked or comment, please do well to do so, and also share my videos with your friends. Okay, so guys, I'm done sewing it. This is how it look like. This is the pocket. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over. I'm just take it out like this. Okay, watch out what I'm doing. So I'll bring it out, then just use my hand to arrange everything with. After that, I'll go ahead and sew it like this. This is to avoid pocket leakage. If you don't want your pocket to be leaking, okay, so go ahead and re-sew it again. After sewing the upper part and the down, I'll go ahead and flip it back inside. So after sewing it, this is how it look like. This is so pretty. This is the pocket. Okay, so the next thing now is to go ahead and sew the sleeve. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold my sleeve into two, okay, with ½ inch like this. So I'll take it to the same machine and sew it. Okay, I'm going to be adding elastic to this elastic band to the sleeve, both the shoulder and also the down part. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it like this with ½ inch for the two sleeves. So after folding it, this is how it look like. Okay, so this is the elastic I'm going to be using. I'm just going to go ahead and measure 8 inches. I will cut it out, then I'll cut out another 8 inches into 4 places. And this 4 elastic, I'm going to be using it for the two sleeves. Okay, one for the up and one for the down part. So I'll go ahead and place the elastic on it. Okay, I wanted to thread my needle, then attach it to my elastic, then take it through the hole that I left. After that, I'll go ahead and pin it like this. Okay, before sewing it, I'll go ahead and just drag it out like this. So you can use safety pin, anything you know that is safe for you, use it. Okay, I don't have safety pins, that is why I'm using thread and needle. So I'll also go ahead and attach it to the down side. So after attaching it, this is how it look like. So I wanted to attach it for the two sleeves. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to attach my sleeve on my dress. So I'll go ahead and place it like this, armhole facing armhole, right side facing right side. Go ahead and pin it down. After pinning it, I will sew it like this with ½ inch. then flip it to the other side. Also pin the armhole together like this. So after pinning it, I'll sew it with 1/2 inch. After sewing it, I'll go ahead and arrange it like this, then sew it to meet with the bust area like this. So I'm going to be doing the same thing for the two. So I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how it look like. This is so pretty. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and fold it down, okay, with 1/2 inch like this. Is very easy. I'll go ahead and sew it. So once I was done sewing it, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to attach the body on the front of the dress. So this is the body I'm going to be using. Okay, so how to know where to place your body is go ahead and fold your front like this into two. Make sure they are equal, then fold it down as well into two. Just make sure the sides are meeting each other and they are equal. Then go ahead and iron it just to have a gator. Okay, so for me there is no light when I was doing this. So after that, go ahead and place your tape and measure 3 inches interval, then place your button on these 3 inches like this. So this is me attaching the buttons to my gown. Okay, so the total buttons attached to this gown was 15. Okay, 15 buttons. So after attaching it to the dress, this is how it looked like on me. This is so beautiful and cute on me. So I went ahead to rock it with orange color hair. So if you also want to rock this as an off shoulder, this is it. Okay, so at this point I'm rocking it with a black hair. Let me know which of these fits this dress the most. Let me know at the comment section. So I'm going to be rocking this to church on Sunday. So guys, see you on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, like and comment.